Alright. Hello everybody and welcome to Meet the Dog. I am your kennel assistant Chris, and with me today is Mr. Crusher. Crusher is part of the Tribbles litter born back last March. His parents are Sir Richard and Bianca, who's actually just in the next kennel over. He is weighing in at 126 pounds. He eats three times a day. Twice he eats 3 cups, and for lunch he has 1.5. He's a very sweet boy who has been doing very well in his training from what I hear recently. I was looking at some of the comments and it sounds like he's improving quite a bit. And I gotta say, the walk over from the barn to the puppy room here, it was one of the best walks I've had with a dog here in a while. So he's doing very well, I would say. He's a very, very sweet boy. He's a big cuddler. I used to call him Chompers because he used to be very mouthy, but he's dialed that back down, thankfully. He is, back when he was younger, we used to tell him apart from the rest of his litter by the white tip on his tail. Nowadays, just look for the biggest one because he's one of the biggest of his litter, I would say. Yeah, he's probably the tallest. He looks a lot like his uncles Melvin and Frank. He's getting to be about as tall as them. So he's going to be pretty big. Yeah, I'm going to open it up to some questions about Crusher. He's a good boy, huh? You want to come over here? Crusher, you want to come to the camera? There you go. All right. Any questions about Mr. Crusher? Good boy. Yeah. Hello. Good boy. Oh, you're dusty. You're bath, buddy. Any questions about Crusher? Crusher, can you come over here for a second, bud? There we go. Yeah, there we go. Now right next to the camera. That's perfect. Okay. Crafty asks, how is Crusher like his mom? Did he say hello to her when you arrived in the ICU? Bianca was outside when we arrived in the ICU, so he didn't see her. The Tribbles are all... Crusher, hey! Back here. The Tribbles are all very much like their mom. They're all just big cuddlers, big attention getters. They really do a lot to try and get people's attentions, between getting mouthy, a little bit of the monkey bites, so that's thankfully dialed down quite a bit from when they were younger. Now it's just kind of a lot of just kind of a little bit of barking when they're trying to get people's attention. Crusher, thankfully, he's a bit on the quieter side. He doesn't bark as much as some of his siblings do, but he definitely has his mother's cuddliness, I would say. Definitely picked up that from her, and he really has her eyes too. He really, like, physically, he looks a lot like her in the face, I would say. Any questions about Mr. Crusher? Do have a couple questions about Reese, who was last week, so I'll answer those real quick. So I don't know if we got to put her again. We haven't put her again with Fred since, but they did all right together, Reese and Fred. As Crafty asked that one, and then Joan says Crusher looks like a good eater, which he is. He thankfully is one of the ones that does not give us trouble when he's eating. Yeah, you want to come back here real quick? Good boy. Very good. Yeah, he's yes, he's a good eater. He's been doing very well with his training. You're getting bigger and bigger, buddy, huh? Any questions about Crusher? Who was very tired and would like to go take a nap again. He was sleeping. I had to wake him up to get him out here. Crafty asks, who are Crusher's friends? Crusher gets along pretty well with everyone. We usually have him playing with his sisters. So Tasha, Naomi, Deanna. So we usually have him playing with them. And we've had him playing a lot with Jenny, Sandy, and Sister. He's been playing a lot with them recently. So we started trying him with, I recently tried him with Army, Callie, and I think we've tried him with Waverly. And so far, all okay across the board there. So he gets along pretty well with everybody. And he hasn't gotten into any fence fights either. So, you know, there's really no one he, like, just doesn't get along with. He's very well behaved. He's a very well behaved boy. And I'm very thankful for that. I'm hoping we keep it up, right? Right? We're going to keep that up? Alright, I'm going to give it one more minute for any last minute questions about Crusher, and then we're going to wrap up. So I can go make dinners for these guys. Good boy. Crufty asks, how does Crusher perform on overnights? I don't think he's been on one in a while. I think the last one he went on was when he got neutered, and I heard he did very well for that one. So I might see about taking him at some point. I got a bunch I need to take for overnights. But overall, it sounds like he does pretty well on overnights. From the last couple times he has gone, he went once when he had to get neutered, and then another time when he hurt himself when he was a lot younger. He had to go with Lynn, and from what I heard, he did very well with her dogs. I got a question from Joan. Where is his favorite place to train? And in addition, Crafty asks, is he doing well on outings? How is he in crowds? So I don't think he really has a favorite place to train. I haven't heard anything about that. And lately we're trying to like switch things up to get them out of their comfort zone so they don't end up getting a favorite place to train. Because we don't want them like settling too much into a routine. But as for how he's been doing on outings, I was doing a little bit of reading on his training logs. And it seems the last couple outings he was on, he did very well. He has matured, and I quote, he has matured a lot. And, you know, I said earlier, when I was walking him over here, his pace and focus were fantastic. He wasn't trying to run off anywhere. He stood by my side and was with me the entire time. He didn't even have a vest on. But it sounds like one of his weaknesses is crowds. One of the comments I saw on his training logs were that he didn't really do very well with a lot of people around. I think it was he got nervous about doing downstays with people around, I think what it was. But other than that, it sounds like he's doing very well. So, you know, I have high hopes for him right now, and I hope they stay like that. Right, buddy? I know you're tired. You wanna go back to your kennel and sleep, huh? Okay. All right, let's get you back. All right, thank you all for tuning in. We will be back next week with another dog. Hopefully we'll be able to do another live one like this. But other than that, everybody have a good night, and see you next week.